Rod, I don't know if I know I talked to Brother Yosef about ghosts, but in terms of souls that don't have a body, but they seem to be stuck down here, what happens with ghosts in this 3D realm, Rod?
Ain't nobody stuck. That's the first thing.
Okay.
But you got to remember, there's multiple timelines next to each other. Go watch this series called Sliders that came on Sci-Fi, and it'll help you to understand what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Your light spectrum is so narrow, it could be a person that vibrate on a light spectrum outside of your field of vision that you won't be able to see them.
And they
But
could
a
be right there.
trained psychic will sense them,
Right.
right? And then you have untrained psychics who might even be able to see them. And when they see them, they look like an apparition. They call them a ghost. No, they're just outside of your field of perception. They also did an episode on the X-Files about people you can only see in your peripheral. It's the same thing because your peripheral is black and white. It don't even see in the color context. But when you look in direct, all of the color from direct vision gives you the illusion that your peripheral is seeing color as well. So it
Rod,
fills in the blank spots.
since our light spectrum is so narrow in this realm, when we inhabit the body, the people who we call ghosts, is their light spectrum just as narrow, or are they seeing us and they're seeing shit that we're not seeing?
Could be either of the two. Okay, so we live in what's called the realm of infinite probability.
Right.
If you can think it in your mind, it's true.
Okay.
No matter how fairy tale like it sounds, if you can form it into thought because of infinite possibility, in one of the timelines, it's real.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But just not this one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So when you go to Operation Looking Glass, all things converge on the awakening or the mass awakening. How do you awaken the masses? Mm-hmm. You don't. You awaken the 5% pro-righteous teachers. That's how the masses awaken on the 100 monkey effect. Because as soon as enough pro-righteous teachers realize what's being taught and they start aligning, the natural effect is when the alphas walk in the room, everybody turn and look. Right? They want to see what the alpha gonna do. If a beta walk in the room, everybody look like they did when the alpha walked in the room. And how do you know the difference? Right? I used to tell people a long time ago, when leadership is needed, anybody can fill the part as long as they look like the position. Right? That's how they trick us. That's called uniform in the codes. The uniform is the deception. So the right people, the ones been right the whole time, is the ones we've been calling the criminals because the system made laws to criminalize culture. And that's how they trap all us in their system. We can't see it, right? Because we not understanding the code, the color code. So they use the color code to turn us against each other with flag colors, what we call I'm holding down my set, you holding down your set, my set blue, your set red, your set black and gold, your set purple, right? So we all hold down our set with a flag. We didn't have flag laws over here. The law of flag came from Europe. It came from maritime jurisdiction, right? But now we go from flags and colors being united to being united in the colors of the flag. It's a whole kind game being ran under the flag, the red, white, and blue. And it's based on the colors. Who gave us the keys to the colors? Frances Wellesley. Remember? ISIS Papers, Keys to the Colors? She was telling you the whole time that black and white ain't got nothing to do with skin color. They positions on the chessboard. And she was telling you the whole time that in bowling, 3 strikes is a turkey. That means they got 3 chiefs in the land. Right? We didn't understand the tribal lingo. There's the carryover from the descriptive analysis of what's being said.
Right.
Right? So the original redneck was a Brit, but the original Brit was melanated. And we thought that the Brits was the Saxons, but it tells you clear that no Anglo-Saxon or Caucasian is a free white person in law. It tells you that clearly in the Black's Law Dictionary. Well, then who in the hell is? Because we thought they was white. They ain't white. In law, they blacken to become pale. It's all trickery. It's all trickery. The keys to the colors is to know that no colors matter. Nature knows no color line, J.A. Rogers. Right? That means that y'all judging somebody based on something that's not a part of the natural makeup. What nature judge? Right? God don't like what? Ugly. Nature judges beauty and pageantry. That's the way of the earth. How do you usurp that? You turn it from creative potentialities to vulgar expressions. Right? It's all trickery. It go back to ancient Babylon sex magic. Right? The simulated sex act spiritually took place. But physically, it's an energy exchange. Spiritually, it took place. And that simulated sex act plays out in the mind of the players who are in charge of the game. And that's why we keep telling y'all it's all fuckery. That's why Bobby Hemming kept saying it's fuckery. Right? It's bullshit. It's deception. It's trickery. Right? So they tell us in all of these different fairy tale stories, your Odin stories, your Thor stories, but they tell us don't pay that no attention. That's mythology. We want you to study history. And then they give us a whole book of lies and say this your history. See the trick?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So they took you from the mystery system, which was my story, to the history system, which was his story, in order to delude and deceive the minds. But when the people realize what's being done, they can't, all of it stopped working. You building an armor, an impenetrable armor, that the 85% starts to wake up. All they got to do is look. And then the 5% make a move. But the 5% can't make the move until the 85% on board.
Rod Hayes, when I was doing research on the whole soul trap thing, and I was reading up on these entities from the fourth dimension, harvesting the soul's energy in this realm, I came across a lot of David Icke work. I'm curious, what's your thoughts on we're talking about teachers and people bringing information to the masses. What's your thoughts on the work David Icke has brought to the world? Because a lot of people, some people say he's an agent. Some of his information I vibe with. I'm curious as to what's your thoughts on David Icke and the whole reptilian archon and all that other stuff.
There was a reptilian archon that lived under the Vatican that gave the Pope and the Crown of England their orders. That's no longer the case.
Okay.
All right. That bitch been dead since 2020. There was underling archons that carried the message to other countries that would put on human skin masks.
So that was facts.
That was true. Also, Credo Mutua, the Zulu Sanusi, verified the reptilian agenda. But what those people were what you call interdimensional beings. They was brought into the earth through a stargate. They was brought in by the one we call Yahweh in the Bible and Zeus in mythology. We call him Enlil in the ancient tablets.
So Enlil brought in the reptiles.
He conjured them up. That's his other family.
That's his other family.
They mirror images of the earth.
Uh-huh.
Right. This is why they put the mirror verse in the Doctor Strange movie.
Mm.
Right.
Interesting.
Because once you trap them in the mirror, they can't get out.
Mm.
So they used mirror magic
Mm-hmm.
against the Earth Sisters, and
Mm-hmm.
they broke the mirror on the crossroads. That's since been reversed.
Mm.
Right. And so once the mirror magic has been reversed, now we got to work on clearing up the lines in the mirror so that all of the sisters can see one mother when
Mm-hmm.
they look in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But you still got the cracks that's working on being cleared up.
Right.
Right. And while the mirror got cracks in it, it becomes a prism. Right. So it looked like you're looking through 1,000 mirrors and seeing 1,000 reflections, but it's when they all come together, they make one reflection, and we call that reflection the great mother, as above, so below.
Right.
So the God man is the man who got enough self-confidence to tell you that the woman is prime creator.
Mm-hmm.